If you're confused about the euro, then this video is going to clear it up for you because the market just did something here on Monday that could produce a setup going into April. So my name is Justin Bennett, full-time trader and founder of Daily Price Action. As always, all of this is my opinion only and not financial advice. So the euro here on Monday is not wasting any time showing its hand. This just furthers what I said in the weekly outlook video about how this market looks bearish, because as you can see here on the screen, the market did take out this low that I mentioned in that outlook video. So if you watch that video, what we talked about there was the fact that within this short-term uptrend here for the euro on the 4-hour time frame, this back here was an internal BOS. Okay, so we had this high develop back here. We had this retracement down here into this imbalance. We then had the market taking out this high over here, especially on the 1-hour time frame. This is a 4-hour chart, but on the 1-hour time frame, you can really see how the euro did close above this level. So that meant that this down here was the protected low, which the euro just took out. So this right here going into April tells us that the euro remains bearish. Sellers remain in control. So there were some comments in that video over the weekend, people talking about, well, the euro, it looks like the market doesn't want to move past these lows down here. And so far, yes, that is the case. However, we also have to understand that this market is down, pretty massively here over the past couple months. And all of this right here is just consolidation, as we would expect within a trending market like this. Okay, so this right here, this market shift is exactly what I do over and over again. You can see it applied here on the 4-hour time frame or the 1-hour time frame. You can apply it on the 15-minute or even the 1-minute time frame. And if you do want access to the way that I trade SMC, then check out the link right here on the screen. That's going to provide you with a free SMC course. It's the strategy that I use to trade full time. Beyond that, if you want to join us in Discord, there will be an option to join us there for my help with your trading. Monday through Friday, you'll also see my trades in real time, and plus get VIP videos, also trade setups throughout the day. So what the euro has done here so far this week on the 1-hour and also the 4-hour time frame is taking out this low right back here. This is also significant because we saw a massive impulse back here from this candle. So this was the high up here that I just mentioned on the 4-hour time frame. You can see the closes above this up here, making this the protected low. So now we have basically erased this entire move here from the euro on Monday. Okay, so what this means going forward is this does not mean that this is the short setup. Okay, I want to be very clear there. All this means is that we now have a change of character, showing us that since this low back here within this short-term uptrend, these higher highs and higher lows, what this tells us is that the market has now shifted bearish once again. And it has shifted bearish within this overall trend right here on the 4-hour time frame. So again, going back to these highs all the way back here in January, you can see where this started with this change of character. Okay, so since this time back here, you can see where we have had a series of lower highs and lower lows from this market. Now, the tricky part at the moment though for the euro is going to be, even though this tells us that sellers are back in control, where do we look for shorts here? Because as you can see, within the context of this channel, okay, so we have this level up here, we have this level down here. You can see that we're pretty much right in the middle of this. So what does this mean in terms of looking for shorts? Well, first of all, we have the change of character that does not signal that it's time to short, at least not for me, for my strategy. So what I'm looking for here, and I'm unclear as to whether or not we're going to get this, guys. I mean, to be honest with you, with market conditions right now, with what's going on out there in the world, I'm not super confident that we are going to get the market giving us some relief here up into this area. But one thing that I do here on the 1-hour time frame, once we get a change of character like this, this is part of the system that I developed, which is also available to VIP members. But you can see that from this high up here, so we're external high up here, down here to this recent low, we don't know yet if this is going to be the low for this market before we put in a retrace against this trend. Okay, but what I'm looking for right now is a potential retrace into some buy side imbalances up here. However, like I said, I'm not overly confident about that right now, just because of the conditions that we're dealing with right now in these markets with the war and everything else. I mean, multiple factors. So right now, if we put this back up here, I want to show you that this is the 50%. Okay, so basically my rules dictate that I need to see the market into premium up here before I can look for shorts. So again, it's unclear if we're going to get this. However, my rules state that I need to look for a short above this level. Okay, so that is the bottom line here. Now this is OTE up here, which you can see that we do have an imbalance back here in this area. So if I remove this here, what you'll notice is that, again, this is our 50%. And if I go to a daily time frame, what you'll notice is that here on the daily chart, you can see where we do have imbalances back here. Okay, so even something as slight as the low here on this daily candle. So this right here is technically an imbalance, right? We have the low back here. We didn't have the market testing this. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? We had this candle right here and we had this retrace into it. However, a lot of times what you'll see is when this area lines up with OTE like this following a change of character, you will often get the market returning to areas like this before continuing in this trend. Again, I have to say it again though, because I'm not confident that we're going to get this with the market conditions, but my rules are my rules. And so right now, this basically is the area I'm watching. So if we just kind of map this out in terms of levels, right? This level right here is around 115.42. This level up here is around 115.55. So that's basically, let's call it the 15 or 20 pip range that I'm looking for potential shorts up here. And then if the market does get up there, I'm looking for that lower time frame shift, that lower time frame change of character to then get short. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for right now in the euro. But bottom line is that on the 4-hour time frame, the 1-hour time frame, we do have that change of character to signal that this short-term uptrend that we've seen here, this relief that we've seen, is now potentially coming to an end here for the euro. Now, one thing I do want to point out too, and we've talked about this before, but I want to reiterate this just because it is significant for this market, in my opinion, is this change of character right here on the daily time frame. So this right here, in my opinion, could put an end to the rally that we've seen ever since the beginning of 2025. This right here was just a series of higher highs and higher lows. Now, what you'll notice is that following this BOS up here, right, we had the pullback down here into the low. We then had the market taking out this high back here, giving us a new BOS. That made this down here the external low, which we have now taken out. Okay, so this is the first bearish change of character for the EURUSD since all the way back in 2024. So this right here is significant, and this is why I've been saying for the past few weeks that I am bearish on this market. It's just a matter of looking for shorts, looking for those retracements into buy side areas to get short. Okay, and actually too, one thing while I'm here, I do want to point out too, looking at the weekly time frame, what you'll notice is that, I mean, first of all, we've also talked about this channel before as well, where you can see that all of this is taking place here at the top of this channel that goes back here to basically 2022. So no coincidence there that we have seen the market just doing this here over the past few years. And now we're getting that bearish change of character near the top of this channel. But what you'll notice here on the weekly time frame, you can see it on the daily as well, but this back here, all of these candles, there's a massive amount of imbalances back here for the euro, including this one right back here. So in terms of targets for the euro, I mean, if you look at this again on the daily time frame, what you'll notice is the same thing. We have all of these imbalances back here during this rally that could serve as targets or magnets for this market on the way down over the coming weeks and months. Okay, so this area back here, but especially this one back here, this one right here is the one that I really have my eye on, and that is all the way down there around 1.05, 1.06. So a long way down potentially here for the euro if we do get the market really shifting lower, which it does look like we're getting here so far over the past few weeks. Okay, but in the near term though, what I'm looking at is this is still my target. I've talked about this before, but basically 1.12 all the way up to about 1.29 or so. So what it comes down to is this candle right back here. Again, we are on the daily time frame. This wick right back here from back there in 2025. That's what I'm looking at as a near-term target for the euro. Okay, so looking to get short on any retracements. As always, though, I will have details for members in Discord if I do take a short here. And again, I'm not saying that it's going to happen up here, guys. I'm not saying that this is what we're going to get, because you can see that even on the lower time frames, the 1 hour time frame, there's really not a lot of an imbalance back here. So I would not be at all surprised if all we see here from the euro, looking at the 15-minute time frame, is something either up here toward this area before we get that rotation, okay, or possibly up here toward this area here, just above 115. Okay, so possibly something like this here where we get that shift and then a continuation of this trend. But I'm not overly confident that we're going to get that larger retracement, again, just given the momentum that we're seeing here from these markets. But as always, time will tell, and I will have the details for members in Discord if I do take the short. This goes for the euro as well as any other major currency pair I trade, and also indices, you know, Bitcoin, gold, etc. All right, so that's it for today's video. Keep it locked in here. Subscribe to the channel if you found this helpful. Also, check out that free SMC course that shows you exactly how I trade SMC full time. Trade well out there, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.